Angela Kane Sewing Patterns. Making up the sleeveless top. Sewing pattern number 532. Download this free sewing pattern, a PDF sewing pattern download from angelakane.com. Part 1. Here is everything you need for this sewing pattern. Thread, standard for machining, and buttonhole thread for the hand-worked loop. A button for the back neck opening. The square one would be nice. I'll decide which one to use later. Lightweight iron-on interfacing. Either woven or non-woven is fine. And I shall use this lovely John Caldor print. A great choice to coordinate with black, grey, navy or white. This time I'm cutting the top 1.5 inches or so longer than my pattern. Cut out the interfacing with no turnings. You would have marked all notches with a snip in the seam allowance while cutting out. And now mark in the darts. Marking pencil and chalk works well with this fabric. I like to make sure I mark clearly where the darts end. I have stitched and pressed the darts downwards. I have ironed a strip of interfacing to the hem on both the front and back pieces. And I have ironed the interfacing to the facing pieces. I've also neatened the lower edge. A simple zigzag stitch is just as good here. Take the bodice pieces, join the shoulder seams, carefully matching the notches. And also join the facings at the shoulders, and again, matching the notches. The shoulder seams are machined and pressed open. You don't need to neaten these seams, as they are contained within the facing. Right sides together, match the bodice and facing around the neckline edge. Notice that the facing shoulder seam is very slightly shorter than the bodice seam. You can see here, there is only a slight difference, but it is enough to keep the facing from showing. Match centres and shoulder seams. Pin and machine. Once stitched, trim away any unnecessary bulk from the seam, especially here at the shoulders. I'm not going to trim the neckline edge, as this fabric is likely to fray, and it is a lightweight. Bulkier fabrics can be graded, in other words, trimmed to different widths, so that you don't see a ridge on the right side. This curve needs to be snipped though. The seam allowance needs to fan out once turned through. When that is done, press the seam allowance towards the facing. We want the seam to be nice and flat here, ready for understitching. Making up this classic sleeveless top will continue in the next video. Download this free sewing pattern, a PDF sewing pattern download from AngelaKane.com.